This ain't the same for gangsters, times is changing. Young is aging, becoming OGs in the game and changing to make way for these new names and faces. But the strangest things can happen from rapping when...
Alright, hold on, no, stop. I need... Hello, future WHAPers. I'm gonna show you some tips and tricks. No, okay, I'm gonna... Hello, future WHAPers. And today I'm gonna show you some rules so you don't fail at WHAP. Like I did. WHAPers of the future. I'm gonna show you some tips and tricks so you don't make Bush facepalm every single day. Yeah, hey guys, I'm gonna show you some tips so you don't get a really bad grade in WHAP and you do well in the test. Tip number 1, don't use Comic Sans in anything. You'll get a bad grade. Tip number 2, read the packets. They're long and they're sometimes pretty boring, but they're useful and you'll learn lots from them. Tip number 3, watch documentaries. Watching movies is way better than anything else you'll probably do in this class, with exception of not doing anything and discussion. Tip number 4, Bush face palms a lot. So don't make him do it too many times a day, otherwise that's unhealthy. And you want to do well in the test, and to do that you need a good teacher, like Mr. Bush. Tip number 5, don't throw away any of your work. Don't start a fire with it, don't just chuck it in the trash, don't grind it up, don't smoke it, don't eat it. Use it. It's useful, and you can study from it. Tip number 6. You don't need to know many dates in WHAP, but hell, make flashcards for the ones. Hey, what's up guys? I'm going to talk a little bit how to organize your stuff for AP World History. So the system that I use is I have one binder that I use for all my classes in school. I use this to keep current work, current units, chapters, whatever, or however your teacher likes to split up or divide what you're learning. So, for instance, in AP World, I keep the current unit in this. So as as the weeks go by, you can get your unit chunked in here, and then once the unit test comes and goes, you can move it over into this. And I recommend getting like a 3-inch D-ring. You don't always have to have this with you, but this is essentially saving all your work throughout the year for study and reference. Or if Mr. Bush doesn't add something into your Zangle, you can have documentation of everything you do. So if you just separate it into each individual unit, and then put it in order of when you did it, essentially. So you can see, like, I have this is like key concepts from the first period, which is like, this is like one of the first sheets we got during the year, and now it's the end of the year and I have it with me. So once you get towards the end of the year, you can start using this for study, and you can bring this to school, like leave in your locker, it's not a big deal. But you can still have this, which isn't too much to carry around for all the rest of your classes and all the work that you're doing in those classes. So yeah, that's a little bit about how to organize. Alright, so as far as study habits go, you should never really be staying up till 1 a.m., studying through stuff, reading packets, all that kind of stuff. If you go to bed really late and you only get like 3 or 4 hours of sleep, your brain is not going to be able to really synthesize the things that you tried to study very well. So your brain won't be able to really organize it and you really won't remember it. So if you study more consistently throughout the week or weeks coming up to the test, then you'll do much better. The other thing is just, like, I use a planner, so I know when a test is coming up, like a month out or a few weeks out. That way I have enough time to go through and study as much as I can, and make sure that I'm not staying up really late, but I'm just kind of studying, for a few hours every day for the weeks leading up to it. Okay, so if you can organize well in Mr. Bush's AP World class, that will also allow you to study way more efficiently. You really don't want to stress out about studying too much, and if you organize it like this, you make sure that when you're studying, you can cover everything that you've learned, and that combined with all the reading packets that hopefully you've read through, and also using the Pearson Hall website, you can make sure that you cover everything you need to study and get the important stuff that you need to know. Okay, next we're going to go over a few different websites that I find and others find helpful for study, review, and working alongside with the textbook. Our first website we're going to go over is the Pearson Hall website. This website is made by the same people who make your AP World Civilizations AP Edition textbook. The site offers an outline, which is really helpful if you want to just know really the important things. Although reading the chapter is a good idea out of the book, this can make it a little more simple, and it kind of consolidates each chapter into a more manageable chunk of information at once. I find it helpful to use this along with the textbooks for 5 themes notes. Because, with the 5 themes notes, you're kind of getting the important information for each category. So if you use this site and the outlines for each chapter, as you can see, they're all here. It makes it really nice to be able to see what was really important from the textbook's point of view. Next, on this website, there's a multiple choice section. It's essentially just a multiple choice quiz you can take. And during some breaks and days off and like winter break, Bush will have you use this website for certain chapters. And then you can submit your answers for grading and then send an email to Bush with your answers. So it works pretty good for that. There's also a true or false section. So this just kind of tests, like your thinking and stuff, I don't know, like basically if things were true or not. So that's pretty obvious. I didn't really use this very much, and I'm not really sure if many people did, but it's there if you want it. There's also a short answer section to this website. If you're really interested in this kind of stuff, you can go through and fill in each of these answers and test your skills here. It's more memorization, like names of people, time periods, all that kind of stuff. The web explorations, I don't think anybody used, but I've been looking at it a little bit, and it essentially helps you write essays and paragraphs, and shows you kind of how to do that. And it has websites that have really good information. Probably one of my favorite parts of this website is the flashcards. Essentially, you just choose what chapters you want out of this list, which is all of the chapters in the textbook, and then you can choose to view them by term or definition and then guess either way, and then you just build your deck. So this is free. It works along with the textbook. It'll have the same information what's in the textbook, and it's probably easier and cheaper. Well, obviously cheaper than buying flashcards, which you can do, but I find that kind of a ripoff. And Bush has some also if you want them. The next website is the Crash Course of World History by John Green. He's kind of a weird dude who decided to take 40 weeks of his life and make an AP World crash course via YouTube videos. So it's cool. I know a lot of people use this for review. I didn't really know about it at that point, but it sounds like this would have been super helpful, so I highly recommend this. There's a bunch of videos on here, and they all seem to be pretty good quality. I've watched through them, and they're kind of funny and simple and easy to understand, and they're videos, which is way better than just reading the review book. So when you get bored of that, you can come and just watch some cool videos and stuff. So next we have the SparkNotes history section. This isn't really geared towards AP, but I did find some helpful stuff on this site. First, you can choose from European or American history, so obviously it doesn't cover everything, but it covers quite a bit of stuff. And then let's say you were interested in the fall of Rome, you can go here. And then it just gives you a little table of contents, and you can choose different things, like a summary, important terms, people, and events. I could see that as being helpful, and also the timeline. So you can go here and basically just see a timeline of different things that happened during 150 CE and 475 CE, the fall of Rome.
So yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty thick. A lot of information. So if you're interested in that, this could also be a really helpful way to review. And it also has a quiz and further reading and all that kind of stuff. So it's a pretty good website. And that's about it I have for you guys about websites. Thanks.
No, that's a bumblebee.
That's a yellow jacket.
That's a bumblebee. The yellow jackets don't pollinate.
That's total bullshit.